delighted to introduce all of you to Seema Nanda, who is a clinical cosmetologist, a permanent makeup artist, and a spa consultant. Welcome, Seema.
Thank you so much, Mandeep, for having me on your platform. It really means a lot.
Oh, you're most welcome. And I know that you're not a stranger to this team, because a couple of weeks back, you made a debut on WiP with your son as part of the Pride Parade. And we all watched that interview. I mean, bravo. It was wonderful, really.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, you should be really proud. Very, very smart boy. Okay, I should also tell all our viewers today that you hold a position of Director of Provado Spa Pvt Ltd. And you are also a founder of the Nomadic Spalon and Estetico, the facial and brow bar. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, it's Estetico, the facial and brow bar. Perfectly okay.
And that is located in Noida NCR. All right. So this brings me to my first question, which I usually start with, is that tell me, what did you want to be when you were a little girl? And how did you venture into this kind of a business?
Oh, it's such a beautiful question to begin with. When I was in college, I was a very studious kid, and I took commerce, economics, and, everything. And, when we were studying about companies and stuff, so that was the time I decided, I told myself that, Seema, when you start the company, the name of the company will be Provado. So I had this word in my mind when I was in college.
Does it mean something special to you?
It's very funny. I really used to love Amitabh Bachchan. And in one of the interviews, he used, in a very classy way, he used the word bravado. It just left an impact on my brain. Okay, if anything I form, I'm going to have this kind of aura behind my company, this kind of emotion behind my company. So that is something that I always had. And when I finally, when the calling came that I have to go, and go solo and practice whatever I love, I registered my firm by that name.
All right. So Bravado became Provado. Okay.
Yes.
Did you go through any specialist training?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So I want to really go a little behind when I was a baby. I was born to a mom who was into this trade. Like, she was very successful. She trained with Shanaz Hussain those days. Sure. And she had her centers in Hyderabad. So when I was growing up as a kid, I was really behind her everywhere when she was setting up, getting new treatments those days. In fact, those days she was doing galvanic treatments, which were just coming into the country. And as a kid, when I was growing up, I was always seeing the way she would manage new treatments coming in, handling the staff and everything. So I basically grew up seeing all that. And then I got my education, in the sense I finished my graduation. I got married to a hotelier. And when I worked with different hotels and different, companies like, ad agencies and Maruti Udyog and all these companies. And then when I finally decided to get into this industry after my second baby, I wanted to get a niche. And I was very clear that this is going to be my niche. And so then I connected to the right people, like my mentors. I made sure my mentors were very, very, strong and, well-read people. And I first chose my mentors, requested them to take me under their umbrella. And then I did various courses, be it in skin, be it in spa, and with renowned companies and institutions. So yes, definitely education plays, the knowledge and the depth is definitely very, very important, along with the, practical work that you do.
Yeah, and that's the foundation for starting on anything. And I'm glad that you said that you had wonderful mentors, because we know what help mentors can play in you, yes, making sure that your career and your dreams come true. So, I mean, you are now a businesswoman. So when you say that you have a position in one company and you're a founder of another, tell me, how does this work?
So it's the founding company, and we have a section which is for home services under the name Nomadic Spalon. There's a spa consulting, which is done under the name of Provado itself. And then we have Estetico, the facial bar. And that's my passion primarily, where we are exclusively a by appointment setup in Noida. where we're doing all these medifacials and chemical peels and, and also PMU, the permanent makeup procedures like permanent eyebrows, lip
I
colors.
didn't understand that. What is a permanent makeup? I'm so sorry for sounding so, naive or whatever.
No, that's okay. So, when you get ready in the morning,
Yeah.
or, it's many a times we women take brow pencil, shape it,
Yes.
mark it beautifully. Some days the mapping comes out perfect. Sometimes, it's crooked or maybe it's too dark. And you would always feel, I wish my brows were in shape, it was perfect. I mean, there's definitely asymmetry in both the brows, but then with these procedures, like a semi-permanent procedure, you can actually correct your assimilarities in your brows and make them more symmetrical.
Okay.
And, these are not like really a deeper tattoo, but a semi-brushed tattoo on your brows.
Okay.
With the brows, which are specially, the pigments that are specially meant for brows.
Okay.
And what happens in this is that whatever shape you desire, for example, you want a little shorter tail or a longer body, or you just have it permanently done. You're semi-permanently done rather. And you don't really need to spend time on filling up your brows or shaping it up. I mean, you just have to remove the extras and stuff. So this is semi-permanent procedure, which actually beautifully gives you a structure. You're getting up with done brows. So it's a little lengthier procedure, and it requires a lot of practice. And I just love this procedure because it actually changes the structure of your face. It brightens up your face. Yeah.
Sure. So besides the brows, is there anything else which is makeup permanent?
Oh, yes, of course. Many people, smokers' lips. What happens is there is a dark line of, discoloration around your lips. It's hereditary also at times, and dark lip correction and adding a little tint of a lip color is such a beautiful procedure, because this is one of the most successful procedures to actually get rid of the dark lips. So you require a certain number of sittings depending on the darkness that you have around your lips and, how dark they are, especially in case of men, most of the men you see, they really tend to have darker lips because of smoking, and men usually don't really take care. So this is a very, very good procedure. And this is one of the most sought out procedure for both, men and women. Then there is something called as, like scalp pigmentation. In the sense, you must be noticing that as we grow old, because we take a partition on the side, you develop a little patch. Yes. You develop a smaller patch. So what we do as practitioners of permanent makeup, we basically camouflage it with the pigment of your hair color. So this requires 1 or 2 sittings, and then it gives you a tinted look. You don't feel the bald patch. In fact, there are a lot of, patch corrections on the skin, in the sense you have a scar, you can camouflage the scar with a few sittings. So it's a vast, vast industry, and fantastic results you get.
Thank you for educating us. I mean, I had heard about maybe a brow once in a while, but I hadn't heard about everything else. And I didn't know men have so many things that they can get done too.
In fact, people who lose their brows because of maybe chemotherapies and they become all right, people actually get the brows done so that, they're back to normal. And the scantiness happens at times when we age. The brows become sparse. So you can actually make it fuller by just brushing a little tint or making hair strokes and making it look very pretty.
Now, as a businesswoman, and I'm sure you do have plans to open more franchisees or more branches. People always say that beauty is a recession-proof business because people always do this. So what do you feel as a businesswoman, and what have been some of your biggest lessons ever since you set this up? And how long has it been since you're running these businesses?
2013 onwards, we are into this industry. Self-care is a priority no matter what. People who have to take care of themselves. So usually I've noticed that it's not, recession really doesn't affect, in our industry as such, because taking care of oneself is now a priority for many people. Like most of the people think it's very important to live or look a certain way. Yeah. So thankfully we are saved from this issue.
And so what have your, toughest moments been in business, and How do you think you will overcome that? Tell us something about that.
In the past, the toughest was definitely the COVID era.
Yeah.
That was the toughest because though we opened up, but then everybody was scared. We were scared as operators, and the clients were very scared, and yet we had to, make them comfortable, show them that we were taking all precautions. And it was such a close, proximity work that we do with the clients. So
Scary.
that was one of the toughest phases we have gone through. That was really a down that we've seen. I hope we never see again. But fortunately, we sailed, we educated the clients, and we followed the protocols, and we were able to come up. That was the toughest one, yes.
Holding talented people is always a challenge in any business. Do you also see a threat of losing your people to competition?
Absolutely. Especially, in this industry, once you train the staff, and HR has been the biggest issue in beauty industry. I mean, many of my colleagues and, people in our industry will agree to us. This is one of the biggest challenge we face as business owners. But then, I think there is enough supply now. Now we know how to handle this particular, issue. We have backup as staff and extra staff or something, and we keep training new people. So now we've learned that SOPs and the protocols have to be in order, that we don't really have a problem with one person leaving. But yes, it is a very big problem.
Seema, the amount of awareness that the younger people, the Gen Z, have about what beauty products to use and what are the, in fact, the components in each of them, how to, which is good for your skin, which is good for somebody else's skin. I mean, every time my daughter shares with him, I just feel, I wonder how we kind of grew up without knowing so many of these things. And the kind of makeup pictures come in, the correctors and things, whole lot of things that you see kids using, the primers. I don't think we knew so much about stuff. But there is a lobby of people who are saying that go natural, use organic, stuff and stuff like that. So how do people in your business look at all of this happening?
So natural is really, really good, in the sense, we've seen our parents using everything, and yet their skins were so lovely and glowing all the time. Going organic is really nice. But, if I tell you, Mandeep, the kind of work we do, for example, if I talk of peels, now most of the peels that we have are all derivatives from organics. In the sense, for example, if I talk of lactic, it is found in curd. It's dahi, right? So dahi and lactic acid, it's like a quick glow session that you get applying a lactic peel. Then you have your glycolic acid, which comes from sugarcane. So these are the things, they have just modernized in our industry. But even today, when we talk of organic, going totally organic products, if people, as you said, the Gen Z is reading all the ingredients and everything, that's really good. But with so much aesthetic development and organic parallel, like our generation is still towards organic, and the Gen Z, kids like want a quicker result, and they're all going towards the field. So yeah, it both have their importance. I definitely feel that both have somewhere, they have their place running parallelly, honestly.
So in terms of your clientele, what age group comes to you the most? With what kind of issues? Because are they the maturer women, or are they very younger girls? What larger proportion for you as a entrepreneur? What do you find?
Larger proportion is definitely the age group. The maximum proportion that we get is around 30 to 55.
Okay.
And we have younger children coming mostly now for laser hair reductions. But maximum clientele that we have after footfall that we have is 30 to 55, because they're looking for anti-aging. Now the maximum,
they can also afford it, which younger people sometimes in college do not have the means to pay for.
Absolutely. And I really must tell you that I have a lot of footfall of men coming into my
what percentage would that be? What percentage would that be?
It's almost 40%, trust me. 60 women, 40 is the men, and weekends are packed with mostly men, because I tell you, they have a beautiful habit, like a woman might miss one appointment a month, but a person, he ticks mark. Usually people from the corporates here in Delhi NCR, they're like, no, this is my monthly session and I need to go for it. Excellent, I'm saying. And they basically want fuss-free treatments. They don't want, AM, PM routines and all that. Like, listen, put me onto something which is like, I come, I use a sunscreen and a moisturizer, and bye, I go. So that is the kind of, the profile that comes in, and it's so lovely to see the change.
I'm so glad. I'm so happy to know that, we do have health, hygiene, cosmetic, everything also, which is becoming gender neutral. That is fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So a lot of skin and hair issues are hereditary, and some things with diet, and we know that, exercise, and we talk about chronic health issues, women who've gone through a lot of things, or men for that matter. When people come to you and they say that, how do I look after, and you do educate them, I'm sure, about skin and hair routines, what is your usual advice to people?
It's basically, the whole internet is flooded about all the advices that usually one gives. But honestly, if they manage their stress levels, the stress levels that, it's really crazy. I mean, if they manage the simple routines of, cleansing and sleeping without the makeup, and not regularly using heat instruments on your head, and watching your hormones, the way they prevent, watching your hormones, having your multivitamins, that really is the answer, less stress. We all know what is not good for us, but at times we are, constantly doing it, and sleeping without it. And then you see in the morning, there is a cyst that comes out on the D-Day. So these are the smaller things that, if we keep in, it's all environmental factors that, and stress factors and sleep patterns. These days, people are working, like, especially post-COVID era, constantly being in front of the laptop, and the blue light also affects your skin. We don't realize that.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. In fact, you wouldn't believe that I had a client who was a jeweler. He all he was doing is getting off the, AC car, coming into showroom, and he was developing melasmatic spots because of the LED lights constantly on in his showroom.
Oh my God. Okay.
So yeah, so you really don't know what, it could be anything around you. So you need to basically make sure that you are applying your sunscreens and cleaning your face before you go to bed, and hydrating it enough, and having your multivitamins, etc. So this will definitely help.
So what does Seema Nanda do to unwind and to, go stress-free? What does she do?
Oh, I love cooking, and stress-free, I love to cook. And
what's your favorite dish that you dish out and your family loves it?
Oh, my family loves anything they made out of chicken. So I love making chicken masala and butter chicken, etc. And they relish it with the Malabari parathas and stuff. So,
It sounds lovely. That's great. So cooking is your stress buster.
yes.
Okay. So what more plans for your company now?
So more plans is we are opening 2 more centers in Noida. Noida is very big now. So that's the work is on. So hopefully another 2 to 3 months, you will see new setups and new artists joining our team who can actually take care of it. Also adding new skills, new treatments, something that I really keep myself updated about. And I keep learning new skill sets, which I could introduce in my setup. Yeah.
Continue learning is a thing in everyone's business now. So that is important. Before we go, I would like you to tell me, what is your success mantra, Seema?
Oh, as I said, success is constant innovation, constant exploring of new opportunities, and keep moving, in the sense there are times when you're doing your business, you as an entrepreneur, there are a lot of lows, and you just keep, pepping up yourself and keep moving, keep learning, keep exploring, be a role model to, people who probably in a few years are going to be, they probably visualize that, yeah, okay, I can also do that. So life is always, evolve into something new. So that's my success mantra. I think I keep trying new things.
Good. That sounds very, very good. So thank you so much for being here, and please stay associated with, with our forum and our community, and keep writing small blogs on something which is educational for them. And we'll, would love to learn from you more as you are associated, and just keep reading whatever is coming. And we would like that. This is fantastic. Be the success mantra about continuously learning and innovating in whatever business you are there. And if you're trying to look after your skin and hair, it is important to have proper sleep, proper diet, exercise, everything, but also make sure that that light, the blue light that you are exposed under, and sleep deprivation, there should be complete no. So these are the things I have learned from her, and I look forward to seeing some pictures of the kind of treatments she does and services she does. And we're really happy to have you, and thank you so much for being there today.
Thank you so much, Mandeep. See you soon. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Hi everyone, this is Seema Nanda. I'm a clinical cosmetologist and a permanent makeup artist in Noida NCR. So if you need any more information, I've left my credentials down below, and please feel free to call me or message me. Thank you.